I'm Alex J. Price, and I am a current Belmont student. I do R&B, funk, and soul, and I'm from Nashville.
And I'm Stephen Day, and I'm a current student, alumni, 2014 to 2018, and I'm a soul pop singer-songwriter artist.
I'm Kat Caudle, and this is Bruins on Cue. We were already kind of yapping a little bit, but again, so hype you guys are here. This is so sick because obviously as we were just talking about genres and all that stuff, and Alex, you're funk, soul, R&B, like all the things, and then you're soul pop singer-songwriter or whatever have you. But I kind of wanted to ask you guys, because this was like the biggest similarity I noticed between you both, is that you both produce like your own stuff for the most part. And then you both are singer-songwriters, and you're both like pretty dynamic performers, and you're artists. You kind of do everything. And like I'm a songwriter, but like that's just my main thing. How do you like balance all of those different things? And like when you're trying to grow in each of those different areas, how do you like prioritize that? Because you're kind of both doing it all. Whoever wants to answer.
He's doing it all. After listening to his records, I'm like, daggum.
You listen to his records.
I'm like off-brand Alex J. Price.
Are you gonna make like a Stan account on Instagram now?
Yeah.
I think you should.
Yeah.
That's so sweet. I feel like it's not a 9-to-5 job, so I kind of feel like there's 24 hours in a day, and there's so much you can do within that span of time. Just giving a little love to each part of it, whether that's performing or straight up producing or just writing. I think there's always time to do both. It's just how you manage to do it. I think it keeps the creativity running too, though. Mm-hmm. I think that's super important. If you got burnout, then everything slows down. So I can't have that.
Yeah.
Can't have that. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, it started with like songs. Like in high school, I just got obsessed with like songwriting and like the craft of writing a song. And from there, like heroes like Mayer or just really any soul artist, I think is inspiring because of how like versatile they were on instruments. And for me, it was like song first, and then like I loved guitar. Like usually songs were like approached by starting on the guitar and like sort of working around a guitar part. And then from there, fell in love with other instruments too. And so I think when it comes to like production and like bringing a song to where I feel it needs to be, it's sort of like doing whatever that instrument, like finding the right part to like lift the song up to the right place. That was what it was for me. It's just like, I don't know, just getting whatever the song needed is kind of what I fell in love with.
Yeah. How do you figure out what the song needs?
It's
like a relationship with a person almost. It's like,
it's like a gut feeling, at least for me. I'm not that smart, and what's the other one? Smart's I have the gut. Okay, I got the gut thing.
Not smart, not funny, not cool, you know, but at least I have instinct.
But I got the gut, and so like whenever like we're like producing a song, I work pretty closely with a engineer, producer, amazing friend, Micah Talks in Nashville, and we kind of co-produce a lot of things. And I think we just like follow the curiosity of like what's right, what could be cool here, try something, might be terrible, and then there's usually that moment where it's like goosebumps or it just feels right, and I just try to follow that.
Yeah. Do you ever get like imposter syndrome and like wonder like, what if my gut's wrong? You know, like what
today?
If I'm not...
Yeah.
Oh, awesome! Well, this is hot off the press. This is perfect.
No, yeah. I was listening to your music on the way here, and I'm like, dude, this is the real deal. This guy is like,
hell yeah.
This is the guy. I'm like, I should be asking him the questions.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I just want to say, like, I've been listening to your music since I was like in high school, and I'm like, this is crazy just sitting here. I don't know.
Oh, that's so cool, man.
Yeah.
So cool.
The new album. Well, I guess it's not like super new, but Goldmine. I'm obsessed, actually.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, my favorite song is Oscar, I think. Yeah. And then I really like Soundtrack, too. Because you say something like, I had no sound, and then you gave me like a soundtrack. Like, what the heck? Like, that's just like, I love that. That's so good. And
thank you.
I feel like your music is very like, it's just like I can listen to it on a drive. I can listen to it anywhere. Like, I just like really like the vibe that you curate, it is very intentional, and like you can tell you put a lot of work into like figuring out instinctually what is going to sound good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. And I feel like you're the same way, like, and like obviously like having all the props that you do, like being able to like, that feels very overwhelming to me, like being able to produce and do all of those things. But I also want to talk about performing too.
Yeah.
Because you were telling me like when I'm performing music and when I'm playing live, I want to create an atmosphere. Mm-hmm. And I feel like I've heard you, Stephen, talk about how you want to create like music and like a vibe. You want the audience to be excited about like what you're playing.
Yeah.
So how do you create like the right atmosphere from the studio to the stage?
I think it's probably about like being unique in the difference of a studio and a live recording. I've always thought like if I'm going to a show, I want to see something that I won't hear at home on the record.
Yeah.
So I take that into account, and you know, I'm like, how can I make this different, but give the fans what they want, but it also feels good on stage to where we're enjoying playing it every night and doing something different. And that's what we do. We'll just do something different each time we play because, you know, music is limitless. You can do whatever you want with
True.
it. So
It's all subjective.
exactly, right? Now, whether it's good or not.
We talked about this too. Because we were like, good is subjective, but bad's not really subjective. Like if something bad is bad, it just sucks.
Yeah, it's just bad. But
know.
I mean, trying different things out and seeing what sticks is also really cool. I also, and just kind of like, not that fans are like guinea pigs or anything, but you can kind of like gauge and see what they rock with. And, okay, we're not doing this song anymore. We cut that off the set list. Or like, oh, they rocking with this one. We're bringing that one back.
Yeah.
So it kind of just depends. But all in all, kind of creating a unique experience for the listener.
Yeah. I feel like that's true too, because if they all kind of like one thing, they're all probably going to gravitate towards another.
Yeah.
Or not gravitate towards it.
Yeah.
Hopefully gravitate towards it.
Depending on how far you stray from it. But.
That's the hope. But yeah. What about you? How do you feel about like...
I love how you said that because that's exactly how I feel. Like my favorite live records growing up were records that you could put on or you wanted to put on because they were different than the actual record. And there's like these little moments where it's just the best feeling. You're like, oh, I know I see what they did there. You know, like they put a rest there and then like everybody came in on tour or, you know, like something like that. And before this last tour, I was listening to like old James Brown records and old Donny Hathaway records, and like they have all these breakdowns and like people are like screaming, and I mean, don't get me wrong, they're Donny Hathaway and James Brown, so like they're screaming for more reasons than just what they're doing on stage.
For
sure. Like they're icons and legends, but like there's something about those live performances where they're doing these things that just like move people, and I think that's the beautiful thing about music is that people want to be moved emotionally. It makes them feel alive and want to feel connected. And I think that's what the greatest performers do. There's like this strong connection between the artist and the fans in the crowd. And yeah. And some people can't do that. So the fact that you guys can is like really impressive. I feel like when I play live sometimes I'm so focused on not messing up. Like literally like played a little show like last night and Noah was there. But like I'm like so like I don't have the energy to give to the I'm like I just gotta like not screw I gotta get
this
through
up.
this. Yeah.
Yes. And I feel like I feel like you guys are so like you enjoy it so much that it's just more about like being in the moment, which is super cool.
Yeah, I think you kind of have to like embrace the mistakes too. I think that's a part of the experience. I think that lets people know I'm human or at the end of the day. And, you know, if they can get along with that, I think that makes you more personable too. I think it just bridges that gap between the listener and the artist. Yeah.
We talk a lot about like on this podcast, I feel so cringe saying that, but on this podcast, we talk about like TikTok and stuff all the time because that's obviously like the thing. And like, I don't know how like big you guys are in like the promotional aspect of all of that, but Emmy Moyen, one of our friends, was talking about how like she will just post and ghost. Like she's like, I don't care like if it's perfect, like I don't have time to worry about that. And like also like it makes you human, like it makes you more relatable, and that part of like what you do is super appealing to people. And I feel like in any part of music, like it's the same way. Yeah. So there's not as much pressure as you think there is to say. I also want to talk about, you played Data Dream here a few years ago. And,
I did.
Obviously, you're a Belmont alum.
Noah's got the hat on. But that's from last year or the day before?
Yeah. what was that experience like for you to like come back and like be like, you know, the alum?
It was great. I think there was a span of time after school where I felt too close to when I was here, and I think I would have felt weird coming back. Like, had I like bumped into people that I went to school with, you know, and just like, why is he playing Data Dream or what? I don't know.
Yeah.
But like, it was a really cool feeling because I have a lot of great memories here. My community here was amazing, and I think playing here that day felt sort of like I don't know, just like a continuation of like not to be cringy, but a dream. Like I'm following a dream. Yeah, I'm following a dream, and I love playing shows, so it was a show.
Yeah, it was indeed. It was quite a show.
And it was fun. It was fun. I was like very easy to like picture myself out there being like a freshman, you know,
Got it.
and being like, yo, this guy's kind of dope. Like,
yeah. No, that's cool.
Yeah.
I feel like there is a certain level, like even being an alumni now, I'm like, I need to stop walking around this campus. Like that is just not my place anymore, you know?
You graduated like a week ago?
Yeah, I just like, I feel weird. Like we were just walking around it just now and I was like, I should not be here. Like
It is a weird feeling, isn't it?
yeah, like I don't belong here anymore. Like I don't know. I'm supposed to be.
I want to have my alumni moment.
We were walking around and we had like gone over to Barbara Massey because I had to get the key for this room from there, and the North Lawn is obviously over there, and we came like through the other way, but I was like, wait, no, like I want to like have my alumni moment and like walk around the North Lawn, so that's what we did. But it is a weird feeling for sure. I also want to talk about, you had a sync placement in a movie called Strays.
Yeah.
Kind of a bit ago.
Did you see it?
I haven't seen it. I'm sorry.
It's a wild
Don't put
movie.
that in there.
That's the one with like Will Ferrell and.
Yeah.
I saw that, but that's crazy.
Wait,
It's a crazy movie.
Yeah, and your song is like, correct me if I'm wrong, it's kind of like, it has a funny place, like in the movie.
Yeah, it's like, oh man, I can't remember the movie. It's there's a lot of graphic moments in the movie, and it's like the one,
Confirm.
pure moment in the movie, I think, where the dog is like remembering its home. My song "On Top of the World" played, and so it's like my mom went and saw that movie by herself, and I was like picturing my mother, just the sweetest, like purest lady, in this theater, like listening to these dogs with like crude language, and also these like there's like almost pornographic like dog moments where I'm like, God, Mom, I'm sorry, but you got to see my song in a movie.
Yeah. This is what it took, you know?
Yeah.
You're like, anything to get a check, you know? Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's cool. How did that process come about for you?
That was an interesting one because the longer I've been doing this, you hear about people writing for sync.
Yeah. It's a very like ominous thing.
Yeah, and so there's like a lot of people that do that for their business. They're like sync writers. They're like constantly getting briefs, constantly getting prompts to like write for certain things. And that was just sort of the opposite situation. This was just a song that was on my record that I guess what do you call the TV, or what do you call that person? Music supervisor.
Yes.
The supervisor reached out, which is also a Belmont alum, Tasha Peter.
Oh, cool.
Reached out and said that she showed my song to that team for the movie and they loved it, and it happened very organically. Like I didn't write that song for the movie Strays. It just happened to end up that way, which was so cool.
That's
because
so cool.
there have been moments where I've written for sync and it can be really fun.
Yeah.
And then there's other times where it's like, I have no idea what to do with this.
Yeah.
But that was just a cool scenario where they just it already fit the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like, and like you can touch on this too, but I feel like writing for sync, like it's the same thing to me as like thinking like I need to write a great song, and I'm like I can't go into anything thinking like this intention and purpose has to like, and you guys write a lot based on vibes and like instinct, and so I feel like that's really difficult to do, and so I think a lot of times those things kind of just come better out of the blue. I don't know, but like especially for like your guys' genres specifically, because I feel like it can kind of be anything, and you just have to trust your gut.
Yeah.
A lot of times, I don't know.
I'd say so. I think when you kind of just throw the let me write about this out of the question, it kind of becomes a lot more freeing, and you kind of just let the song write itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of ends up whatever it is, whether it's about a stray or whatever, the things. It just comes a lot more naturally. You don't have to really think about, it's for this specific purpose or a specific reason or a thing I'm writing about.
Yeah. Also, like, because I wanted to touch on this too, because Belmont is obviously, there's lots of different types of artists and songwriters and people, a lot of country, a lot of singer-songwriter, but like, how do you guys feel like for your genre, like the soul and the R&B and the pop, how do you feel like Belmont has been helpful for that specifically? Because I know it kind of like can depend based on like genre. Like Alex, you said you wanted to meet a lot of different people and like maybe it was a little bit difficult at first. But like, I'm just curious, like based on like your style of music, how has Belmont been helpful for you, or not? Either way, like.
I think it's probably just networking and meeting people. I've met so many amazing people while being here. I haven't necessarily taken all the opportunities that I possibly could have while I've been here, but I think in the long run, I don't think that's hurt me too bad. I think I found the people that I wanted to work with, and like Harrison, he's the dog. I met him a long time ago, and he's just great. But he's just one of the many people I've met while being here that has impacted the way that I look at music and the way I perform, and all those things. So, just if out of anything, it'd just probably be networking and meeting those people.
Yeah. Do you feel like it takes a while to meet like the right people?
It definitely does, and it takes a while to see like, are they my vibe, or
Yeah, because you can never really tell.
Yeah, because off rip, like they're cool people, and then like a few weeks in, I'm like,
I don't know about you.
this person. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel that. It's weird too, because I feel like I'm an introverted person, and like it's like I don't know, like my social battery is very low, so like networking is not the best.
Yeah.
But how do you feel about it? Do you feel like you met a lot of people here, or like?
That's an interesting question, because country is sort of the beast in Nashville as a whole. Like even doing something outside of country post Belmont is an interesting flavor. So I think maybe the way I looked at it and continue to look at it is you stand out immediately.
Yeah.
And you also get left out of certain things.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Like,
it's fine.
I think it's yeah. I think it's like, I feel inspired by the country music scene here and lots of other genres that are here. But I also feel like I love that I'm different here.
Yeah.
I enjoy that feeling and like to lean into that feeling, because I want Nashville and Belmont to be full of different things, and I would love to be a part of that continuing movement.
Yeah. You're part of the change.
Exactly. I would hope so.
You are the change.
I think it's cool, because I think that a lot of people might have the opinion of like, I hate country, so I'm gonna like it's like I don't want anything to do with it. But like, I lived here long enough, and I grew up on some country music. It was never my favorite, but like living here, I love country music.
Yeah.
I love it. It inspires my writing and music daily.
Yeah.
That goes probably for any genre. If you spend enough time with it, or you're around, like if you're in Nashville, you're gonna start hearing country songs that you didn't know existed.
Mm-hmm.
And like Glenn Campbell was a huge sort of entrance for me into like a bigger country world. And yeah, it just sort of all, I think I like that it influences what I love about music and makes me different. And
yeah.
I think people in Nashville hopefully hear those elements as I move forward.
Yeah, I think so. I have a similar experience with the country thing, because I grew up in Kentucky, and so like obviously that's like bluegrass and whatever.
Yeah.
And I hated it. I hated bluegrass. I didn't like hate country, but I just wasn't like fond of it. And like also because like there would be like these moments like, I don't know, like all the popular kids at my school like listen to like Morgan Wallen and all this stuff,
Yeah,
and I'm just like,
yeah.
this is so annoying. And like in my math class, like it's just annoying. Like, and my teacher would like literally play like country radio while we like took our tests.
Yeah.
It was just so like,
That's distracting.
yeah, bro, like I ruined my math grade. But like I when I got here, like I became a little bit more open to it, and like now I like love country music. Like it's
Yeah.
great, and it's not really like my preferred like writing style, but like it's something I've grown accustomed to like as I've been here. But
Yeah.
I feel like you kind of have to get into it. Like you kind of have to embrace it.
Yeah,
after
or
a while.
get used to it. I feel like I was always like, especially growing up here, I was,
Yeah.
oh, country music,
Yeah.
whatever. And I don't think it was as bad. And then like over time as Nashville's grown and stuff, I've just like, it's funny you say Glenn Campbell. That was my introduction as well.
Really?
By the time I get to Phoenix, that was the first song that ever made me cry. I was like,
Really?
Come
he
on.
cooked on that one. He cooked on that one for sure. But yeah, I was like, country music is so much more than like what you hear on the radio.
Yeah.
And I think it just really grew my appreciation, and I added it to a lot of the stuff that I do when I can or where it feels necessary. But yeah, I just have a big love for country music now. I think they're doing great things.
What do you love about that song?
The instrumentation, I think it's the strings always get me though.
Yeah.
The live version is killer. But yeah, the arrangement of it, just the sincerity of his voice and the lyrics.
Yeah.
I've never dealt with anything like that either. You know,
Yeah.
I've never moved across country, you know, get away from a
Yeah.
girl or whatever. But I mean, it makes me feel like I would have. I felt like I was in that moment or something
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that. So,
Yeah.
mm.
Yeah. Me and my friends were talking about The House That Built Me by Miranda Lambert,
Yeah.
which was the first song I ever learned on guitar, actually. I mean, like I keep saying like I hated country when I was younger, but like that was like the first song that I actually learned. And
Yeah.
like what's cool about that song is like Miranda Lambert in like this podcast interview was like talking about how like, yeah, like my guitarist was saying like I don't even really relate to like that song because obviously it's about having like a okay upbringing and like kind of like looking back fondly like on your house and like where you grew up.
yeah.
And he didn't feel that way, but like he was like it kind of makes me like almost like it's like I don't relate to it, but like the song is so good that I just like I get emotional thinking about it.
Yeah.
And that's how you know it's like good writing is like
Yeah.
when even if you can't necessarily relate to it, you're still like, wow, like this can make me emotional anyway, even if it's not my story. And country music does that really well because like
Yeah.
storytelling is just like such a big part of that.
Definitely.
I also want to talk about your albums because you've released 3 albums, correct? And they're all like a little bit, which is so impressive.
That's
Like let's
amazing,
just
dude.
like
Thank you.
take a moment and you produce them all yourself,
Yeah.
right?
Amazing.
First album he produced at like 14.
That's crazy. Yeah, because I was looking at your discography this morning.
Ah.
And so you would have been, your first release was in 2017?
The 17. Yeah.
You were 14. You're a junior?
I was
In-
a freshman in high
in
school.
high school. Holy crap. And you're a junior now?
Yes, yes.
Holy cow, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on.
I think being surrounded by like I grew up on old school music and that's all I ever loved. And when I got to high school, there was a lot of, you know, a lot more current music, which is cool, but that was never my bag. And I was like, I wish, you know, I could hear the songs that, you know, I used to listen to like when I was like Stevie Wonder and Marvin Gaye and all that stuff. I said, I wish I could hear that like, but current. This is like pre Silk Sonic and, you know,
Yeah.
Oh,
all
I
those
love
other
Silk
cats. Yeah.
Sonic.
So I was like, when I get to NSA, which is art school here in Nashville, I said when I get to NSA, I'm gonna be the first person in my school to put out an album. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Blah blah blah. So I wrote like 20 songs. I was working, and I would stay up all night trying to finish it. And then when I put it out, I was like, I'm on top of the world. And everybody in the school was like, "Hey, you're the dude that did the album and did the whatever." I was like, "Yep, that's
Wow.
me.
Peak.
That's me. Yep,
Peak.
yep, yep." That's
At
I haven't-
14. At
yeah,
14.
At 14. Wow.
And that's when I peaked.
Yeah, I haven't-
were you using Logic, GarageBand, Pro Tools?
I was using Reason, but I didn't have enough money to pay for the whole thing, so I would just do these 30-day free trials, and I would
Whoa.
just keep probably incriminating myself
Using
right now.
different
Yeah.
emails
Were you-
and stuff?
Yeah.
Were you like miking everything up? Like,
Yeah, I had Well, the thing was, I was using all of Reason's sounds, all the MIDI sounds. I didn't know that I needed an interface until like halfway into the recording process.
Amazing.
I didn't know that my keyboard could plug into my interface. So when that happened, I was like, "This is a game changer.
This is huge."
Yeah, I'm unstoppable now." But yeah, I was very limited with what I could use, but I tried to like hone in, and I've always wanted originality and like uniqueness. I always wanted real instruments in my work.
Yeah.
So, I mean, with what I was limited with, I used. But over time, I've met so many wonderful people just at NSA and at Belmont to where I was like, hey, you want to come over? You want to record this and track that? And it kind of became a thing where I was just pumping out songs all the time. Even I didn't have an idea when the musicians came in. I was like, hey, let's jam on this until we figure something out. And that's usually how a lot of the recordings came to be. But
what was your first instrument?
My first instrument was piano. I started that when I was about 10, and I would just learn all these Stevie Wonder songs. I never learned how to read music. It was always just like, oh, I hear it. Let me see if I can figure out how to play it.
Is he your biggest hero?
He's probably the biggest. Well, yeah, I think Michael Jackson really got me into music, but like Stevie was the one that was like, all right, I want to start writing. I want to start doing like just to learn about his history and how he was writing everything, and he was playing pretty much every instrument on his albums, and I think that was just like so inspiring to me that I wanted to just. I'm like, okay, I can do it too.
Be able to do it all.
What's your favorite Stevie song?
You can't ask me that.
I know. I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have. You can get mad at me after the podcast.
We'll take this outside. I think Rocket Love might be my favorite, but the one that like really did it for me was Do I Do, and the 10-minute version, not the little 5-minute
version.
I don't know if I've heard
All
the
too
10-minute
well.
version.
Come on.
The 10-minute
All too
version.
well.
Yeah, exactly. He was Taylor Swift before Taylor Swift.
He did the 10-minute version first.
He did first. No, yeah, Stevie really did it. But now for me, recently it's Prince, and like, that's all I jam out to. Just listening to his live stuff, and he would do songs for like 20, 30 minutes.
God.
Like, I don't know how you can do that.
Wait,
I don't
like
have the stamina.
singular songs?
It'd be one song, and he would just jam on it. He would stop it a million times.
Bro.
And just when you think he would be done, he hits you with "Good God," and then
that's the
right,
thing. You
10
can't
more
like
minutes.
get up and leave in the middle of the song, so he's kind of trapping
Exactly.
people into this.
Yeah,
So,
like
you know?
you don't want to leave.
'Cause that's rude,
I would stay if it was Prince.
Curious to see
Whatever.
what he would do in that amount of time.
Exactly. It's just I don't know. People don't do that's what I'm saying with the live experience thing. I think a lot of people don't really hone in. You're getting to perform in front of people,
and it's
so-
your songs. Like you can do whatever
you can do
want.
whatever you want. Like,
World is your oyster.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
But all that to say, yeah, my first album's at 14, and
Yeah.
I've been creating ever since. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Dude, I don't even know what I was doing at 14. Like certainly not that.
Picking my nose.
Going to
I
like
still do that.
Yeah.
Sonic
stop.
and like
29,
I don't
picking my
know,
nose.
running around in the American suburban neighborhood. Like certainly not. That's so
Yeah, no,
impressive.
no.
I also wanted to ask about, because you were talking about like tracking, and like I watched an interview that you did, and you were saying no, it was great. Actually, I was like, oh my gosh, this guy is so like easy to talk to. This is awesome. Made me feel really good. But you were talking about how like obviously you produce a lot of your stuff. Have you produced for anybody besides yourself? Because I know you were talking about getting into that. But...
I haven't. There have been moments where I thought about it, and I think I'm more called towards like just focusing completely on my thing right now. But it is something I do think I will do one day.
Yeah.
I just love songs too much to like close the door and let it just be my thing.
Do you feel like?
Oh, sorry. My fault.
No. Sorry.
I was like, oh.
No, you go.
Okay,
You go.
I was like,
it's your turn.
Do you ever feel like, I don't know, a sort of like selfishness about your songs, like this one's too good to give up, or like
To
like,
give up to what?
like, or to just offer to another person,
To
or
another
you know.
person? Yes. I haven't dealt with that too much I've done a lot of co-writing, but typically co-writing, I'm almost like it's almost decided at the beginning of the write, like who it's for, which I think is so helpful.
Yeah, there's a lot of
and a lot of times if I'm writing for somebody else, I am truly like of service to that person. Like, I'm gonna put out all my ideas and give my best to the right, but I've yet to run in. There have been some close calls where I've written something for somebody else and left being like, maybe I want that.
Yeah.
But like I have yet to have the situation where I've written something for me, somebody else hears it, and they're like, can I have that song?
Yeah.
That would be tough. If it was the right person, I'd be like, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that'd be easy. I don't think it'd be easy, sorry. But I do think there would be something inside me that would be like, this is right for, depending on the song, this is right for now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. It also depends on, like, I don't know, like, sometimes songs are just, like, meant for other people, and, like, I don't know, and, like, where they're at in life, and, like, I don't know, I hear stories all the time, like, there's, like, the 10-Year Town podcast, and it's, like, they're always talking about how, like, well, like, this person, like, Tranny Anderson writes with Lainey Wilson, who's, like, huge, and she was talking about how, like, yeah, like, me and Lainey met, like, forever ago, and then we, like, kind of started writing together, but, like, we didn't, like, really start writing together until this time. And she's like, honestly, I don't think, like, we would have been able to make, like, the songs that we made if we hadn't, like, waited until years and years later. Like, it's always about timing, and, like, it's about, like, I don't know, just, like, if it's right for the person and stuff. And, like, but I've definitely experienced that too, like, where, like, you, like, are feeling a little bit selfish about, like, because if you come up with a good idea, you're like,
yeah, like, hey, why can't I do it?
Like, I might as well give it a shot. Alex, do you feel like because, like, obviously you produce for other people sometimes and stuff. When you're in the writing room, do you feel like it's easier to go in with it with, like, a bunch of ideas, or do you feel like it's easier to kind of, like, go with the flow?
I think having ideas definitely expedites the process, but I think that kind of takes room for, like, a lot of like co-collaboration, same word, to happen when that if you're just going into it blind. I think it leaves a lot of room for great things to happen, but if you already have a lot of things and a lot of foundation already set up, you're kind of just letting them fill in the cracks, and I don't think that's kind of I don't know, I never liked
as collaborative.
Yeah, exactly. And I always wanted to be as immersive as possible between the two parties, so I don't know.
It depends on the person too.
Yeah, it definitely does. If the vibe is right, then we can. And usually when it's the right person, the song just kind of flows together, I feel like. But when it's just someone you're not really too fond of, okay, can we get the song
too fond of?
Okay, let's get the
such a
second
nice
verse
way to put it. Someone you absolutely hate.
Just wise.
You're kind of like, why are we here together again?
Wow.
Yeah.
Did I ask you to?
Did I initiate this? Did I send the DM? I don't remember. Yeah. No, I agree. Do you feel like? Have you ever had, like, a really, like, really bad co-write experience? Either of you that you want to share?
Yeah. It wasn't so much bad. It was just like, I think I'm someone when I'm in a room with someone, I'm writing with somebody. If it's a bad idea, just let me know. You don't have to tip around. You know, like, I hate tiptoeing around stuff. Like, if it's bad, then it's bad.
And, like, the first write, you do that so often because
Yeah,
you're kind of
exactly.
like stepping on
You're like,
eggshells.
oh yeah, okay, that's cool, but what if we did this instead? You know, it's kind of like, walking on eggshells. And I've been in a few co-writes where it's just been like that. I'm like, we're not going to get anything done if you're not going to be, like, real.
Yeah.
If you're just saying you're liking everything,
how am I going to know?
I can't really gauge if this is really good or not, you know?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I don't know.
What about you?
Yeah.
Because you co-write a decent amount? Or?
Yeah. I think at this point, like, if it's a bad write these days, it's like, it's really just like chemistry between people. But I think I've learned the longer I've done it, like, waiting longer at the beginning is fine. to find the thing that everybody is vibing with. Like, I used to feel really uncomfortable, or I like want to get into the right and be like, sort of bite on the first thing, and then not that leads to a bad day, but like sometimes that is the thing you're supposed to do, like the first idea. But just being open to the idea that like, let's all kind of sit in this sort of vague, uncomfortable space for like until it's kind of awkward. Like, let's toss out ideas and like until somebody says something or sings something or plays something that everybody's kind of like, oh, that's cool. Like, that's fresh.
Yeah, because the awkward part is what everybody's trying to avoid, which is why everybody's always like, that is true. Because I feel like at the beginning of like my Belmont experience, like when it came to co-writing, it was just about seeing if we can do it, like seeing if we can all do this together. And now I feel like with people I write with, it's like now we kind of are a little bit more intentional about like the songs we're picking. And maybe that's because we've gotten better at picking them, but it's also like that space is so awkward at first, and then you kind of have to just learn to be like, you know what, like sometimes you got to push through to like get to the good stuff.
It's so vulnerable, you know, just like tossing out ideas and be like, and then everybody's like,
and sometimes too, like people will be like, oh yeah, like you were saying, like that's good, but you're like, is it, or are we
but
just...
is it great?
And like, you don't know, it's so hard to navigate too, and like, I don't know, sometimes you can have a write that goes really well with one person, and then a week later you do it again, and it's like, we can't.
What happened, you know, in this span.
So it's like finding the people that you consistently like write with really, really well. Which is really hard.
But when you do find them, you know, those are the songs that like I end up loving the most, though. It's worth it. And I think even just having a simple like little conversation beforehand, I think does wonders. At least
That's
for me.
true.
I think just like kind of getting to know this, especially if you haven't written with them before, kind of getting to know them kind of also gives you a gauge on how like the session's going.
You don't want it to be an hour and a half long combo though. I've done that a lot. Because I like to yap, okay? Sorry. Sue me if I like to yap. What's the trend? Like, God forbid a girl likes to yap. But, like, I don't know. Yeah, that'll happen. But sometimes then I'm like, oh, that's also just, like, a cop-out because, like, we don't know what to write about. So we're just, like, talking forever and ever. But, yeah, it's a balance. It's a balance to figure out. And it's different with different people. I also wanted to ask you, what was your major when you were here?
My major, so when I came in as a freshman, I was voice. Well, I can take this off if we need to edit it out, but didn't love that. Didn't feel like I fit in that sort of scene. And then tried the songwriting thing. Also didn't love that. I ended up being a religion and the arts major.
Cool.
And was, I don't know, I was really inspired by the professors. That's kind of why I did it. To be honest, we can cut this out too, but I just wanted to get a degree.
Yeah.
And I was already like, I had put out an EP like end of freshman, early sophomore year, and was like already touring and like doing some house show stuff and like some small venue stuff, and felt so lucky because it was like at the beginning of Spotify and was like kind of already paying rent and like so I was just like, I want to do an easy major and keep doing what I'm doing, which honestly now that I'm older I'm like, professors here might not say it straight up to your face, but like if you're here to do music, like that's what you should be doing is like playing shows, making records, and so I think I may have fumbled around your question. What was your original question?
No, I was just curious what your major was.
Religion and the arts. The professors were like mind blowing.
Yeah, that's such a cool major. Oh my god, because you ended up falling in love with music from like the church, right?
Yep.
Like when you grew up.
My dad's was a pastor, still a pastor. Grew up playing in church. As soon as I started playing guitar, it was like, I mean, if you grow up in church and you start playing an instrument, people are just kind of like, and then you're like suddenly like leading. Yeah. You're like kind of a pastor. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Part-time pastor. You should have put that in your intro.
Yeah.
I'm Stephen Day. And I'm a
current
pastor.
student. I mean, alumni. I mean, yeah.
I mean, pastor.
Yeah.
yeah, true. No, I feel like churches, that's a lot of people's story, actually. Like, they discover how powerful music is from, like, growing up in, like, a church. I can attest to that because I'm Catholic, too. And, like, so I grew up, like, obviously, like, the vibe is very
Do
different.
they play instruments?
Yeah. Well, there's some churches where they don't, like, allow you to, like, do that. But, like, in the churches I grew up in, they did. And honestly, like, I don't know. It was really funny because, like, growing up, like, we would kind of hop around to different churches, and, like, I could always tell, like, the ones that were, like, the choir was, like, really bad, and then the ones where the choir was, like, really good, and I'm like, like, my experience is made so much better when I go to the church where I like the music, and, like, but I feel like that's a lot of people's experience, so that's really cool. We have, like, a few more minutes left, but I want to give you guys kind of a chance to talk about what's on cue for you.
Yeah.
Sorry, let me cringe for a second. But, like, what's on cue for you guys? And also, if you have any more questions for Stephen while you're here.
Well, I guess I'll do the cue first while I'm pondering on the questions.
Sure.
I have a show 2 weeks from now on May 28th at Anzi Blue. I'm finishing up my residency.
Where's that?
It's right across the street from Belcourt Theater in Hillsborough Village. Yeah. It's a cool little spot. We've done a few shows there for the past few months. We've done a residency there with my friend Sheldon Smith.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a funky good time. I'm really excited for it. And I've kind of, like, gotten the band that I want now.
Cool.
And I'm just really happy with the way everything's sounding. And hopefully with that band coming together, I kind of want to start producing them as, like, a own separate project where I don't know what it'll be. I just have concepts of an idea, but I kind of want to start working on a project with them and simultaneously doing, like, a solo project. But yeah, that's kind of what the summer's looking like for me, at least right now.
Cool. Sweet.
That's what I was thinking, because the last album you put out, 2022.
Yeah.
I was like, come on, baby. I know something's cooking.
Where's the next one?
I know something's cooking.
Give it to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just got to wait a little bit longer.
Are you going to, like, because, like, your genre, like, it's a little different for, like, each album, I feel like. So what's kind of the vibe for, like, this? If you can, as much as you can say.
Definitely more in the funk realm. I used to be, like, such a hater of drum machines and, like, it's got to be real drums or I'm not listening to it.
But Prince happened.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then my life changed and I was like, okay, well, you know, I can have a few drum machines here and there. You know, it wouldn't hurt, you know.
Yeah.
So getting into the world of that, I think just a lot more funk oriented stuff and just weird sounds and trying to make something new. That's really what I'm trying to shape, at least.
Will you do all the production yourself, or
so
will that
far
be...
I have every time I bring somebody in, like, they'll leave and I'm like, well, dang, I wish I had done this chord instead of this chord, you know. And it's kind of like you get in your head about it. So
do you have somebody, like, are you, like, engineering and everything, like, it's all...
Yeah, and I wish I did. I mean, I wish I could just, like, get the ideas out, create something, and then, you know, push it down like an assembly line kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where I just don't have to worry about it anymore. All I do is focus on creating, because that's where I feel like I excel the most at, and performing. But yeah, just being able to contain the creativity to where I don't have to, like, burn myself out doing all the extra steps.
Yeah.
How is your process? How do you go about things?
For me, it's always been, like, song first. But that's kind of been because, like, I guess honestly, like, financial side of it. It's like I want to make sure, like, if I'm working with another producer, I want to, like, come in and be like, hey, I've got the album. Like, I don't want to waste our time. I know I'm not wasting their time. They wanted to work with me. I wanted to work with them. But, like, I think that's just my personality. I'm like, I don't want to overstep. Like, I want to have my side ready, and then we kind of dive in together. So the last 2 records, I've had basically the songs written, and then the last record was the first time that I sort of brought people in to help write it and to A&R it. So wrote the songs, both, some were solo writes, some were co-writes, and then we had like 60 songs or something. What was it?
40.
40?
Yeah.
Oh, I like the exaggeration. We had like 60 songs.
Like
or something.
75.
Anyway, yeah.
We had 40 songs, and dang, it just doesn't sound as good. And then we chose 10 or 11. So it was like, that was the first time that had worked like that. But then like production-wise, I was talking about Micah earlier. He's really like executive producer. Like I am, at this point, I like trust his taste so much. For this last record, it was kind of like, I'm at his place. We're both sort of like playing things and trying out different ideas. It's super collaborative.
Yeah.
So that has been the most fun I've ever had making a record.
Well, how do you like choose? So you said you had 40 songs. How do you choose like, okay, these 10 or 11, this is the vibe? Like,
Yeah. Some of them are just bad. Some of
makes
them,
it easy.
some of them are just bad songs.
Yeah, which we know is not subjective. So,
Yeah.
as we discussed.
And then some of them are like good songs. Some of them are great, in my opinion. And then there's like a few, ended up being like a handful of like, these are great, but they don't fit the family. Like there's a family that's
like a family
happening.
Sound, yeah.
And these are like ex-cousins that like
Yeah,
they don't come to the cookout.
We don't talk to
They don't come to the cookout. Yeah.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
But I still like them. So maybe I'll go see them every once in a while.
Yeah. Do you feel like any of like songs that you don't want, you would ever like want somebody else to do, like as an outside like cut type of thing?
Yeah.
Or like
Yeah.
you're like, maybe this is just good for me, but it could be great for somebody else.
Totally.
You know?
I think that's more and more these days. I write so much these days that I think that's more of a possibility. It used to be, I used to only write by myself, and a lot of those songs I think maybe somebody would cut, but they just have like such a me flair to them, which I think made them special. And that's why I still love writing by myself too.
Yeah.
But I definitely think with co-written songs, there's an element to them where it's like, well, I mean, if somebody wanted to cut it, I think go for it.
Could be anybody. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, what's on cue for you? What's up next?
I'm just trying to find what the next album is. It's like I just got off a tour, touring Goldmine, and now I'm just trying to like wait to be surprised. I'm writing constantly, trying to be surprised and grabbed by something that I've written.
Yeah.
And then that kind of will maybe guide me as I find the next thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have like a like when like this song comes on, like, yeah, I did that, like
that I've made?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that's a great question.
Well, I'll add to that. Okay, what do you think your it song is for like your audience, and then what do you personally think?
I mean, back in the day at Belmont, it was like, "Hey Lady" was like, I literally would like be walking to my dorm and somebody would like drive by bumping that song and be like,
Stop. Wait,
and I'd be like, hey, I'd be like, hi. And but like these days, oh man, what's a good one? I love, off of the new album, I love Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
Soundtrack was a solo write. That one has like that one has like some sort of magic for me for sure. But like kind of Cowgirl is like, it was like, cool. I think kind of an ode to what I was talking about at the beginning. It was like this, like, I've been in Nashville for a long time now. Country music inspires me, but like I don't do it.
Yeah.
And it felt like this like combining of worlds in a way that I really love. And I also love just like, I don't know. Yeah, when that one plays, I'm like, I could just vibe to this.
No, they're all vibe. They're all very vibe songs. You also have like little interlude, like it's Stephen Day. What was that like? Just for fun, or like what was the?
So it was Micah, the guy I was talking about, producer. The melody from that is the melody from 4-3-2-1.
Yes.
And we were like working on 4-3-2-1, and he was like, dude, this melody is so iconic. And he was like, what if we did like an old school, like, what's the dang melody? It's so iconic that I can't remember it. So he just like had that idea, and I was like, let's rip it.
That's
like
so
that's
fun.
such a good idea.
Yeah.
And then we spent like honestly way more time on that than we should have. You know, it
You
was
know
just
what?
like one of those moments where it was like, we're just going all the way there.
No, but it's cool. It's cool. I saw that and I was like, what's this? I was like, oh, that's
Yeah,
cool. I love a
yeah.
little interlude moment.
Yeah.
Well, this has been lovely. I
Yeah.
don't know if you have any more questions as we close out, but
Let it rip, dude, if you got anything, man.
yeah.
Yeah,
You've
I'm
been
trying to-
asking so many good
Well, it's
questions.
funny. I was like on the way here. I was like, I'm gonna ask him this. I'm gonna ask him this.
Yeah.
Well, I think we already touched on a lot of the stuff that we talked about. though,
Yeah,
that I'm
absolutely.
thinking of. I don't know. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
good. I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let me see. Maybe I got one.
It's a three-way
Okay.
interview.
I was hearing Stevie Wonder,
Mhm.
Silk Sonic. What's that guy's name? Oh shoot. Rex Orange County. Do you listen to him?
Yeah, yeah.
There's something in your vocal tone
Yeah.
Really?
that like.
I love Rex
I've heard that
Orange.
before. I never got it, but
Well, I like your voice better than his.
oh, thanks.
Like,
Whoa. Yeah.
you can cut this
Sorry,
out too.
sorry, sorry.
You can cut this out too, but I don't listen that much to his music.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was something in the. I don't know if it's like a register you sing in or something. There's another guy. Who are like your modern influences? If you have many.
I love PJ Morton.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Alan Stone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot to ask
Great
you about
one.
that. Yeah.
This guy Kelly Finnegan. He's kind of like an old soul kind of guy.
Never heard of.
Leon Bridges.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think. There's so many though. I try to like mesh those with the older school people. I typically just only listen to like older school stuff, but
Yeah.
there's a few currents like Joey Dozick from like
Yeah.
Wolfpack
Yep.
and all them. And there's
Will the next thing, and you might not have an answer to this, but the next thing you're working on, will it sound old school?
yeah, I always like I want to keep that.
Yeah.
That's like what I listen to. That's what I
Yeah.
hear, and so sonically,
It's what
I
you
don't-
love.
know, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
trying to stay true to that, and I think that's what also makes me kind of stand out in the sense. But yeah, I'm trying to keep it like. I honestly feel like I'm kind of like going from decade to decade. Like the
Yeah.
last record's more 70s oriented
yeah.
with all the strings and horns and whatnot, and then I think this newer record is kind of like bridging between 70s and 80s,
yeah.
and kind of getting with the synthesizers and again the drum machines and whatnot. So kind of just playing with that stuff, but yeah, trying to keep a good balance between old and
Do you
new.
still work in Reason?
No.
What do you work?
I've given up on the free trial. I just use Logic now.
Yeah.
And then
With an interface.
yes, with an interface.
Amazing.
8 channels now. I can do what I want. The options are limitless there. But yeah, I've learned so much over the since I was 14. Obviously, I've kind of digressed a lot too. I'm like, I wish I could do that. I was listening to some of my older stuff, and I was like, I could never do this. I was like,
I'm sure you haven't. I'm sure you haven't like.
I think you evolve in different places,
You do,
but
and then,
you
yeah.
also like, dang, I wish I still knew how to do that lick, or I
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
There's something special about like being a kid and just like
Yeah, because you don't know no better.
Yeah,
Doing it all for the
exactly.
first time with like no boundaries. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super cool. Well, Alex, when you play at Ansi Blue, I'm hoping to hear a 10-minute version
You will.
or a 30-minute
30-minute,
version.
yeah, if you have enough time,
And Stephen, best of luck with figuring out your sound for this next album. I'm really
Thank you.
excited to see what you come up with. But thank you guys so much for being here. This has been so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and best of luck to both of you.
Thank you. I'm actually Price.
I'm Stephen Day.
And I'm Kat Cottle, and this is Bruins on Cue.